A very warm welcome to you. Today, we are going to unpack a really profound guide to living a good and just life. It's a set of principles that are designed to elevate not just you as an individual, but really all of society. You can think of it like a divine blueprint for human flourishing, and it's not just some random list of do's and don'ts, but a really coherent system for building a life of purpose, of integrity, and of balance. So let's explore how it's all put together. We're going to walk through this blueprint in 5 main parts. First, we'll get the big picture, the overall framework. Then we'll dive into our relationship with wealth, the absolute sanctity of life, the integrity of our own character, and finally, we'll get to the spiritual cornerstone that you'll see ties it all together.
Okay, so before we jump into the specifics, it's really crucial to understand the philosophy behind them. See, these aren't meant to be seen as just a bunch of restrictions. Instead, they're presented as hikmah, that is profound wisdom that's aimed at achieving both personal and social well-being.
The blueprint actually starts with something we all deal with every single day, our wealth. But it reframes our relationship with money, kind of shifting our mindset from this is mine to something much deeper, the concept of a trust, of stewardship.
So the first principle is this powerful warning against what's called tabzir, or wastefulness. Now, this isn't just about being a little inefficient. It's seen as a really serious spiritual issue. Extravagance is viewed as a deep, profound form of ingratitude for the blessings we've been given. And to teach this idea of balance, the guide uses this incredible metaphor. On one side, don't be a miser with your hand metaphorically bound to your neck. But on the other hand, don't be recklessly extravagant, extending your hand completely. The true wisdom, it says, is in that golden mean, that middle path that helps you avoid both blame and poverty. Now, this idea of stewardship, it goes way beyond just our personal spending. It actually forms the very basis of a just society. It's a threefold command. First, act as a trustworthy guardian for the vulnerable. Second, honor your word in every single commitment you make. And third, be scrupulously honest in all your business dealings. These are the pillars of a reliable and prosperous community. All right, so building on that stable economic foundation, the blueprint then turns to the fabric of society itself. Protecting our most fundamental relationships, our families, and of course, life itself. Now, this is an incredibly direct and powerful command, addressing the historical practice of infanticide. But the reasoning here is key. It's an appeal to trust. It doesn't just forbid the act. It reassures us that the same source that provides for the parents will also provide for the children. It reframes that economic fear as a test of faith. Next up, the blueprint protects the family unit. The prohibition against zina, or unlawful sexual intercourse, isn't just framed as a personal sin, but as a bad way, a path that leads to social chaos, the breakdown of families, and the erosion of that core unit, which is seen as the absolute bedrock of society. This principle right here illustrates a massive societal shift. First, it affirms that life is sacred. But if a life is taken unjustly, it replaces the idea of endless tribal revenge with a clear legal framework. Authority is given to the victim's family, but with a strict warning against exceeding bounds. This is a foundational move away from cycles of vengeance to a system of measured, supported justice. Okay, so after laying down the rules for finance and for family, the blueprint turns inward. It starts to focus on the personal qualities, those internal pillars that shape a truly righteous character. And this brings us to a pretty fundamental question that this guide asks us to think about. We all know our actions matter, but does our accountability go even deeper than that? And the answer is a profound yes. Our accountability goes beyond just our actions to the very tools we use to perceive the world. Our hearing, our sight, and even our heart, our intentions, our thoughts, will all bear witness. This is a powerful deterrent against chasing gossip, acting on suspicion, or holding on to baseless grudges. And to counter that internal disease of arrogance, the blueprint offers this just stunningly vivid imagery. It asks the arrogant person, what are you so proud of, really? You can't split the earth with your footsteps or become taller than the mountains. It's a poetic and very humbling reminder of our true scale and the vastness of creation, and it pushes us toward a character of profound humility. So this brings us to our final section, where we discover the single, powerful foundation that all of these ethical principles, financial, social, and personal, are actually built upon. After laying out this whole comprehensive guide to conduct, the text gives us this clear and concise summary. It's a moment of synthesis, really.
All of those negative actions we just talked about, wastefulness, injustice, arrogance, they're not just bad for society. They are, quite simply, detested by God.
And this, right here, is so important. The text explicitly says that these teachings are a revelation of hikmah, or wisdom. This reframes the entire blueprint, doesn't it? It's not a list of arbitrary prohibitions designed to restrict us, but a gift of divine insight designed to help us in our communities to truly flourish.
And here it is, the cornerstone, the final instruction that ties everything together. The ultimate principle is pure monotheism, or tawhid. The entire moral system, from honesty in trade to the sanctity of life to personal humility, it's all anchored in the singular worship of one God. This is presented as the foundational truth that gives all the other wisdom its meaning and its purpose.
So, as we wrap up, we're left with a final thought. This detailed blueprint for a just and meaningful life was laid out over 1,400 years ago. When you look at our world right now, which one of these ancient principles, be it financial balance, personal humility, or justice over vengeance, which one do you think our modern society needs to hear the most?